be perfectly honest, everybody, Doctor Who is kind of impenetrable at times. You've got the old series, you've got the new series, like, where the hell does somebody new to this show even start? Well, a year or so back, I started a mini-series on this channel called Doctor Who Cliff Notes, where I promised to actually take each of the classic Doctors in order and walk through, you know, some of the key bits so that you can kind of cheat your way into conversations and back. It's Cliff Notes, it's in the name. So, I managed to cover William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton, the first two Doctors. So, after a embarrassing delay, I am now going to move on to Jon Pertwee, the third Doctor. Jon Pertwee was the Doctor from 1970 to 1974, and he was in 128 episodes. Now remember, back then, what they did was stories, which were like chunks of story arcs made up of little episodes. It was a totally different way of doing the show, as opposed to the way we do it now. So 128 sounds like a lot, and you know what, it's still a lot. The first thing you should know about Jon Pertwee's Doctor is he was exiled. After the forced regeneration of Patrick Troughton into Jon Pertwee, the actors didn't regenerate, that's not how actors do anything. He gets exiled by the Time Lords and dumped on Earth, where he is forced to be UNIT's scientific advisor. Now, a lot of new Doctor Who arcs actually deal with the fact that, you know, the Doctor in the 50th special will talk about the fact that he used to work for UNIT. He used to have a job. He was basically their indentured scientific advisor. He did not like working for UNIT, although he did eventually become friends with the Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, my favourite character in Doctor Who, pretty much. This meant that a lot of his adventures were sort of just in England, which is fine. England's absolutely fine, but occasionally the Time Lords would sort of pluck him up and send him on covert operations. One of the key moments in any Doctor's life is picking his costume, his look, his aesthetic. David Tennant, of course, had that great scene in his first episode where he wandered downstairs to the wardrobe room in this sort of weird spiral staircase area and just sort of tried shit on. That was a really fun moment. How did Jon Pertwee get his costume? He stole it from an opera singer who was at the time naked. He's in the hospital, he has a concussion, he wanders in, he steals an opera singer's frilly shirt. It's pretty sweet. Not recommended, but sweet. Another thing to note about Jon Pertwee's third Doctor, he punched people in the face. The scriptwriters apparently really enjoyed writing very action-oriented scripts for Jon Pertwee. In fact, those actually bled over a little bit into some of Tom Baker's run, which we'll deal with hopefully next week, where occasionally there would be moments where the Doctor would incapacitate a bad guy by just smashing the shit out of him. Which is sort of not the Doctor's MO nowadays, but it was a simpler time. A better time. Another thing about Pertwee's Doctor, he loved cars. One car specifically. He had an old school car called Bessie that he would hoon around in at a moment's notice. Imagine Tokyo Drift, only without Tokyo or drift. Nailed it. Now, Pertwee, of course, inherited Troughton's companion Liz Shaw, a researcher at UNIT, but he was soon paired up with Jo Grant. Jo Grant was an interesting companion, but his most notable companion, Sarah Jane. Who doesn't love Sarah Jane? Sarah Jane is the Doctor's longest-running companion. David Tennant's 10th Doctor ran into her at the school reunion episode, and then she got her own series, and then sadly Elizabeth Sladen, the actor who played Sarah Jane, passed away a couple of years back. But there was a really, really good episode of the Sarah Jane Adventures where Matt Smith's Doctor meets up with Jo Grant and Sarah Jane and has this discussion with them about the fact that he sort of abandoned these women. And then he reveals that he's been watching his companions over the years and has never really given up on them or abandoned them. He references a bunch of his companions. It's a really nice epitaph. It's a great two-part episode. If you haven't seen it, then those are the two episodes to watch. It's a gorgeous, homage to the Doctor. Now, if you have access to the vast bank of Jon Pertwee Doctor Who episodes, the ones I would recommend were, let's see, Spearhead from Space, where you actually get to meet the Autons, and you get to see Pertwee kind of slowly assemble his identity and cobble it together. That's basically his origin story. There's a Matt Smith episode where Matt Smith actually accidentally, I think, digs up the Silurians from a friggin' Welsh quarry, and then talks about the fact that they've been buried for a long time. That episode actually references the Sea Devils, where, wow, it's kind of tricky to give this away, but UNIT does something very bad to the Silurians, which factors into the way Matt Smith's Doctor acts towards the Silurians later on. It's very much worth your time. And then I would say maybe The Time Warrior and, his finale material, Planet of the Spiders, where he basically gets poisoned to save his companion, and then regenerates into Tom Baker. It's amazing. So there you have it! Jon Pertwee. Grey-haired, just wonderful. Also, bit of trivia, his son actually tried out for the role of Doctor Who. Didn't get it, but did end up playing Inspector Lestrade on the very, very, very good show Elementary. It's well worth checking out. Anyway, that's Doctor Who's Cliff Notes. It's Doctor Who Cliff Notes. Doctor Who's Cliff Notes would imply it's owned by no one gives a shit about semantics. Look, it's been absolutely lovely revisiting this old territory, and if this helped you, and if you want to see more Doctor Who Cliff Notes, all you gotta do is hit subscribe, leave a comment, and thank you so much for watching. It's been really great, getting back on the horse. You'll notice that I've actually revamped the channel a little bit. There's a new banner, there's some stuff, everything's a little bit more polished. So, long story short, lovely seeing you all, and I will see you next week for Doctor Who Cliff's Notes on many people's favourite Doctor, Tom Baker. The jelly baby guy.